Hey guys, what's going on? JT Dragonlord here, bringing you guys another Theros spoiler episode today. So let's just get right into it with one of the new planeswalkers. Ashoik, Nightmare Weaver, 1 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black. +2, exile the top 3 cards of target opponent's library. -X, put a creature card with the converted mana cost of X exiled with her onto the battlefield. Under your control, that creature is a nightmare in addition to its other types. -10, exile all cards from target opponent's hands and graveyards. And it comes in at 3 loyalty. So this card is pretty good. Another 3 mana planeswalker, which is nice. Nice and cheap. Get it out there early game. The +2 is kind of good. Gets rid of things from your opponent's top deck. And it's +2, so helps you stay alive a little bit. -X is pretty awesome, but it all depends what you hit. -10's pretty deadly. Gets rid of their hand and their graveyard, so no reanimator. They're in top deck mode, so all in all, a pretty decent card. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. Up next, we got Erebros, God of the Dead. He's 3 colorless and 1 black for a 5/7. Indestructible. You know what the devotion is already. Your opponents can't gain life. Pay 1 in a red, pay 2 life to draw a card. So this guy's interesting. I'm not a big fan of any of the gods personally, but this guy's pretty good. It basically means you have infinite Sign and Bloods. Pay 2 mana, pay 2 life, draw a card. It's not bad if you have some minor life gain or something. You could use this as a draw engine. Still a 5/7 indestructible if you have its devotion, and your opponent still can't gain life. So this isn't a bad card. Not the biggest fan of it personally, like I said, but overall, still a good card. Next, we got Hunt the Hunter. It's 1 green sorcery. Target green creature you control gets +2/+2 till end turn. It fights target green creature and opponent controls. This card's pretty interesting. It's 1 mana. Target green creature gets +2/+2, then you get to fight something, so it's not bad. It's kind of it's a little bit more of a weak rampant growth, but you also get to fight. So this card could be good with stuff like heroic. Like, oh, I'll give this guy +2/+2. I get his ability, maybe makes him even bigger. Then I fight this guy. So this card is overall pretty interesting. It's one of the only fight cards I've seen that actually gives +2/+2 and not like +1 or not a +1/+1 counter. So it's kind of interesting. Alright guys, we got Master of Waves. 3 colorless, 1 blue for a Merfolk Wizard, Pro Red. Elemental creatures you control get +1/+1. When he enters the battlefield, put a number of 1/0 blue elemental creature tokens onto the battlefield where your X is your devotion to blue. And he's a 2/1. So this guy is really good in my opinion. He's 4 mana for a 2/1 that brings in a bunch of 2/1s. So this guy, if you have say 10 devotion to blue, this is like game breaking, getting like 10 2/1s or 11 2/1s because he counts as 1, and that's crazy. He has Pro Red, so you can't burn him, because that'd be I guess that's a good thing, because if you Magma Jet him, you just lose like 11 creatures. So it's a good thing he has Pro Red, but that is also the problem with this card, is if you get rid of him, all of your elementals die. So that's a little unfortunate. Maybe it would have been better if the elementals were 1/1s, but that's the risk you take with this card. I still think this card is very good. I'm excited to see what it does all over the place, because I don't know, it just seems like this card could be pretty powerful in my opinion. Up next, Prophet of Krupix. It's 3 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue for a 2/3 human wizard. Untap all creatures and lands you control during each other player's untap step. You may cast creature cards as though they had flash. I think this card's really cool. It's kind of like a Seaborn Muse. It untaps all your creatures and lands during other players' untap steps, and it allows you to cast creatures if they had flash. That's awesome. I think this card is going to be pretty good, honestly. I know EDH players are going to love this card, because you're going to be able to cast stuff on your opponent's turns and just do all the things you want to do. So it's kind of like having a second Seaborn Muse out for EDH players. And Standard, I'm not sure what it's going to do. I'm not sure I'm not sure how well it's going to do in standard. It's a little expensive at 5 cost. It's only a 2/3, but it has crazy good effects. So I guess we're going to just have to see where it falls there. Up next, we got Theros, God of the Forge. 3 colorless, 1 black for a 6/5 indestructible. Yep, as long as your devotion to red is less than 5, he isn't a creature. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, he deals 2 damage to each opponent. And 2 in a red, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. So I think this guy is actually pretty good. He deals damage to your opponents whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control. And he has 2 in a red to give +1/+0 to all your guys. So I think he's pretty powerful at 4 slot. You're going to be able to get this guy's devotion up really easy with like Burning Tree emissaries and stuff. So I think this guy's going to make an immediate impact in standard. I think this guy's just going to be good all around. Maybe people are going to run him in EDH, maybe as a general or something. Maybe build like a goblin deck with him. I don't know what people are going to do. This guy's pretty good. I'm excited to see what he does. And also his art is pretty amazing. Alright, we got Storm Breath Dragon. He's 3 colorless and 2 red for a 4/4. Flying, haste, and protection from white. He has pace 7 for Monstrosity 3. And when he becomes monstrous, it deals damage to each opponent equal to the number of cards in that player's hand. So this guy is pretty good. It'll be hilarious when someone, you know, Sphinx his rev for like 10, and then you take like like 15 damage. I know that rotates out, but still, that's pretty hilarious. We're playing against like a heavy draw deck. You just take a bunch of damage. I don't think this card's gonna make it in standard. I think it's a little bit expensive for what it does, but I'm thinking EDH players might like it because mass draw decks are pretty common there. So making someone take like 30 damage from this guy seems pretty good. His art's pretty awesome. He's breathing electric. That's pretty sweet. Don't really got too much to say about this card. It seems pretty good, but not the best. Next, we got Thassa, God of the Sea. She is 2 colorless and 1 blue for a 5/5 indestructible with the devotion thing yet again. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. 1 in a blue, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. So I think this is also a very good god. It's 3 mana for a 5/5, which is crazy, but you need the devotion thing, so it balances that out. Indestructible. Beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. You drop this thing out turn 3, even as an enchantment. You get to scry 1, and that's pretty good. And it has the ability to give creatures, well, target creature can't be blocked, not unblockable anymore. Makes it so creatures can't be blocked. That's pretty powerful. I mean, still, 3 mana for a 5/5 seems way crazy. It seems like the best of the gods, even though some of them are like 4 mana for a 6/6. This just seems a little bit better because it's cheaper. And this is one of the gods that I think is good, even if it's not a creature. Just because it's 3 mana for a 5/5. Or, sorry, 3 mana for being able to keep scry 1. So, I mean, that's pretty good, and it can make things unblockable. And when it becomes a creature, it can just become a 5/5 unblockable. It only needs to get there like 3 times at that point to win you the game. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to get its devotion. It's not going to be like the green or red gods with the Burning Tree emissaries and stuff, but I still think this god is very powerful, and I'm excited to see what it does. Alright guys, next we have Titan of Eternal Fire. 5 colorless and 1 red for a 5/6 giant. That has each human you control has red tap, deals 1 damage to target creature or player. I think this card's pretty good. It's a very powerful effect to have all your humans being able to just tap burn. Because if you have a lot of like high toughness guys, you can block their guys. Oh, end of your turn, I'll tap all these, deal 5 damage to you. You know, kind of stuff like that. So I think this card could be good. I think it's a little overcosted for what it can do. But I'm excited to see what people can do with this card and, you know, how effectively they use it. Up next, we got Xenagos the Reveler. 2 colorless, 1 red, 1 green for a Planeswalker. Comes in with 3 loyalty. +1, add X mana of any combination of red and green to your mana pool, where X is the number of creatures you control. 0, put a 2/2 red and green satire creature token onto the battlefield. -6, exile the top 7 cards of your library. You may put any number of creatures and or land cards among them onto the battlefield. So this card seems really powerful. It's 4 mana for a 3/3 that +1. It could add a bunch of mana for just adding +1. It's +1. Oh, Gaia's Cradle. So that's pretty awesome. Like you have a small army out. Like this guy turn 5 could potentially +1 make 5 mana. Like that's what? That's kind of crazy. If you play a creature every turn, he just doubles your mana. And he makes guys 0 to put a 2/2 in play is not bad at all. He creates a blocker every turn for himself, so that's awesome. I love planeswalkers that protect themselves. And a -6, he gets to exile the top 7 cards and put all creatures and lands onto the battlefield. Whoa. I don't know. This guy seems really, really good. I'm not going to say overpowered, but this guy seems really, really good. He's going to make an immediate impact in Standard. I'm not sure what else this guy's going to do. I can see red-green aggro decks maybe in Modern wanting one of him. EDH, people are going to love him. This card, I think, has a bunch of potential. I'm excited to see what he does almost everywhere. I think this guy is one of the best cards in the set so far by far. Alright guys, last thing I want to talk about today is we got some lands spoiled for Theros. Yes, we have lands coming back in Theros. They are not the best lands. Let's just say that, but let's just get into them. They're the ally colors. They're all temples of something. They enter the battlefield tapped. Then when they enter the battlefield, they get to scry 1. I'm going to show all of the pictures on screen. I'm just going to throw them up little by little. We got, I'll just read off the names. We got Temple of Abandon, Temple of Deceit, sorry. Temple of Mystery, Temple of Silence, Temple of Triumph. So, these cards are pretty good. I mean, they're lands, so I mean, they're going to be good. They enter the battlefield, they get to scry 1. That's pretty good. So it helps you control your draw. I don't like the fact that they enter the battlefield tapped, but you know if they didn't enter the battlefield tapped, they'd be busted. So I can understand that. These cards seem good. I mean, people are gonna run them obviously. Run them in EDH, of course. Run them in Standard, maybe. People might run them. I'm not sure if these. I mean, yeah, people are gonna run these in Standard. Obviously, what am I talking about? Because they're dual lands. But you know, we lost the Buddy lands when this set comes out, and we get these. So I mean, it's definitely a downgrade in my opinion. But these cards are good. They're gonna help you control what you draw. They're gonna obviously color fix you. They're gonna be good in, you know, well, maybe not Modern and stuff, but EDH they're gonna be good. Standard they're gonna be good. Every other format, maybe not so much because there are just better options. But I am happy that they're bringing a different cycle of lands into the set. Because like I said, I'm mostly an EDH player. So having more options for dual lands is always good. So I'm excited for these things to come out just because it gives people more options when building decks. But they're not the best lands, but they're definitely not the worst. Like, they're obviously better than Guild Gates because they get to scry 1. So these cards are pretty good. I'm happy they're lands in the set, and I'm excited to get them. Alright guys, that was this episode of Theros Spoilers. If you like the video, make sure you leave a like. If you want to tell me what your favorite card of this bunch was, make sure to do that in the comment section below. I'm going to have another one of these videos coming at you guys on Thursday. So make sure you're subbed to my channel so you don't miss that. And I'm JT Dragonlord, and I'm out.